Now from that to that, huge difference. So let's walk you guys through, but I'm going to show you a couple of different ways on how you guys can tackle this, because on the RTs in particular from 2020 and up is a little bit more challenging to get to because the horn is located behind the battery. So we will have to remove this battery door, and to access that we'll have to take the battery forward, or the other way is if you have a way of driving it up onto the ramp or get underneath it, you'll have to remove that panel underneath to be able to access the horn from the bottom. But I am going to show you, if you remove this battery door cover and remove the battery, we'll go ahead and get to that factory horn and install the bracket that we've made and the air horn. So let's get started. All right guys, so I wanted to show you what our bracket looks like for the 2020 and up Spyder. So this particular bracket that we've made has got a self-threaded nut here on the bottom. So the way that it's going to mount, when you're looking at it from the top down, so your battery sits here and this bracket is going to sit just like this behind the battery, and so your bolt's going to come from the top. And so this particular hardware is going to come with the horn, and I've done the horn in red for this particular one because the one that you're going to get is most likely going to be in black. But if I did it in black, it'll be really hard to see on the bike, so I did one in red. So just to contrast, we've made a particular harness for this. So you've got your relay, and this red wire with the fuse will go to the positive on your battery. So you will insert the ground wire here. My suggestion is to always put some dielectric grease wherever you have connection points. So this ground right here, you will connect direct to the ground on the battery. So again, you will have ground to the battery here. You will have positive from the relay, which has the fuse. These two right here will connect to the existing 2 wires that came off of your factory horn. Does not matter which is which that you connect to the factory 2 wires. And this wire right here that comes off the relay just goes into the positive on your horn. And that's pretty much all your connection. All right guys, so first thing first, let's remove the battery. Let's remove this ground terminal first, followed by your positive. Let's remove the strap along with this plate, and we can get this battery removed. Now once you have that removed, you could see, well, it's kind of hard to see, but here is the factory horn down here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is the factory horn right here. So it's a 10mm bolt, and you'll want to loosen up this bolt right here and pull it out, and that'll allow you to pull this horn bracket out. So our particular bracket will mount back up to that same bolt, and the horn will mount right back up in this original mounting spot. So what I've done is down here, there's this plastic cover that I've gone ahead and removed, and so you'll be able to have access down here. So you'll want to go ahead and remove this 2 push pin and 1 Torx 30 bolt, which covers this one plate down here, this plastic plate. So go ahead and get this removed, so you'll also be able to have access to this horn. So now we have both the factory horn and our air horn. So I just want to show you guys the factory horn, the bracket mount. So this is actually how it sits. And as you can see, this is their bolt underneath, and it sits on the bottom. So you've got the bolt from up top, and this is the thread down on the bottom. So it sits just like this. And again, your battery is up in the front here. So it sits just like this. And this is the way that the new horn is going to sit, like this. Bolts from up top. The thread will be down on the bottom. And air horn is going to face downwards, so no water is going to sit and collect and go inside the air horn. Okay, so this way you guys will get an idea of how this actually sits. And we're going to go ahead and put this back on. So first thing first, before we mount it on the bike, it'll make it easier if you actually just go ahead and put the wires on first. So you've got your ground wire. I put some dielectric grease, and you've got the positive wire from your relay here. Put some dielectric grease on here. Positive side, and also is marked inside there, positive. Put these two on, and then we'll go ahead and slide this back behind the battery, and we'll put our 10mm bolt. So make sure that on the bike that you've got the little bracket there on the bike, and make sure this is coming from underneath, and your bolt, your bracket on the bike sits in between so that it can tighten up just like that. And then you're going to pull all of these wiring towards the front, and so we'll be able to secure the power and ground. Alright guys, so we've got this horn now mounted inside, and Lucas has got this thing held on, and we've got the bolt on there, and he's going to go ahead and crank this thing down. Alright, okay. So as you can see, it's up there and it's snug. It's got plenty of clearance all around. It's up there really tight. Alright guys, so here's the shot from underneath. And here's the brackets. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this hooked back up, connect all the wiring to the battery, and we'll test it out. Alright, now that we've got our horn installed, here is the factory wiring that we took off, and we've got our relay harness. And this is the positive wire that we're going to connect to the battery, which has our fuse. And this is the two wires coming out of our relay, which we will connect this to the horn for the signal. So it doesn't matter which wire connects to where, so you just want to connect this to the horn wire. So make sure you insert this in the middle, just like that. And we'll go ahead and just kind of set this aside. And here's your factory ground wire. This is the ground wire from the horn. So let's go ahead and put this battery back on. Put this mounting plate back on. Put our battery strap back on. To connect this back up, we're going to go ahead and install our positive wire first, along with the positive. And now we will take the ground from the horn. And we've got the ground from the Spyder. Okay, as far as your connections, that's it. So you got your ground, your positive, your 2 wires that goes to the horn, and then we will just zip tie this relay up here and out of the way. So we will go ahead and test the horn now.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you new content and innovative products.